Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have a Counterpunch video concerning the video I made about Floyd, Money Mayweather yesterday, as he was sparring a guy, playing with a guy, a YouTuber, and he was taking him to school, having fun playing with him, and let me counterpunch. I noticed a lot of, we had some comments there, and a lot of them from like Plug Cap, like he's old, why you want to see him fight, okay? People like Floyd and Tyson Fury are afraid to lose. That's why they retire a lot, duck people, box on the back foot. That's Danny Stewart. Elorm Damali, okay? And he said, man, let me counterpunch. There is no point in what you're saying. The man is retired and he is having fun, making money and trying to stay in shape. You are not being objective. He is retired. I remember people saying that Roy Jones Jr. stayed fighting too long. Same for Bernard Hopkins. They fought way past their time, and we all saw what happened. Floyd is Floyd, and he is that good. Now he is wrong from retiring at the age he did. Is he wrong for wanting to be healthy after dedicating his whole life to combat sports? I am not getting your point in this video. Saying that someone's gifts supersede his intellect is quite insulting, actually. Well, let me counterpunch. First off, I have a sensible side and then the fan side, okay? And with Floyd retired. He didn't retire on top. Floyd just retired. You know, I hold Floyd the same standard that I hold Tyson Fury, that I hold a lot of people. If you're going to fight someone and you are the best, fight the best, just like every other fucking boxer did before Floyd. And Floyd has really destroyed boxing with the mentality of saying that I can just coast due to the fact of what I've already done in my career. Now, here's the conflict. Floyd actually did a lot in his career. He didn't just fight those Joe Blows. He just fought those Joe Blows later in life, as though he was on his way out anyway, okay? Versus other fighters that have taken what Floyd's done in their primes and doing what they feel Floyd did and calling it right and justifying it. Well, Floyd did that. He fought Berto. And if you guys heard that video, I questioned those type of fighters. Like, okay, fight somebody with a challenge. See that, are afraid to lose mentality. That's exactly what he taught and spread to his disciples and pupils under him. Those guys that are not taking those fights are not taking those fights because Floyd didn't take those fights when he was older. They forgot what everything else he did. They forgot about the Corraleses and the Castillos and the Hattons and, a lot of these guys that were undefeated when he fought them. They forget about that. So make no false illusions that I know Floyd's resume backwards and forwards. I know who he fought and I know who he didn't fight. And a lot of fighters he didn't fight. But a lot of them he did. But these guys in this day and age don't fight anybody. Okay, so talking about Floyd and how good he is in staying in shape, I see a person that has made millions of dollars fighting guys that have no business being in the ring with him, period. I don't care how old they are. I don't care how big they are, like Logan Paul. I don't care. They don't deserve to be in the ring with him, period. They don't. And one thing I see when I look at anything, I don't care what it is, and I know this is just sparring. Okay, I know it's sparring. It's, this is not for millions of dollars. He's just taking this kid to school. No problem. But what I said in my video, he's been doing shit like this too long. So you've been getting away with beating the shit out of guys that don't even belong in the ring with you. Sure, you're making millions, but you're always going to make millions. Challenge yourself if you're that good. Show people like, look, I'm still the best and I can still compete with these guys to this day, right? Show us. That's all I'm saying. And then at the same time, you're showing those other fighters like, look, Floyd fought the best guys at a certain age bracket, just like Bernard did, just like Roy Jones Jr. did, like those guys did. Okay? Now, it was true. Did they fight way past their primes? Yes, they did. But if you're still that good, that just shows you how special you really are and still is as a fighter. Okay? And if anytime I see one guy bullying and beating up on another guy, I call him a bully by default. I hate bullies. Now, see, that's what Floyd's doing. You know, it might seem safe, and you're like, man, leave Floyd alone. He's too old. He ain't too old to stomp a mud hole in your ass. He's not too old to do that. He ain't too old to beat somebody that don't even belong in the ring with him. He's not too old to do that. That's all I'm saying. I don't look at people's age like that as far as being a handicap. You know, I do hate the fact that other fighters wait other fighters out when they start looking shitty. But that's not Floyd, because Floyd was in a situation where he could have passed that torch to the next boxer and changed the boxing platform altogether. Because that guy, that Keith Thurman, that Errol Spence, even that Terrence Crawford, which when he wasn't even in welterweight at that point, right? So he's kind of excluded. But those guys, he should have fought because that was the next best guy. See, it's not all about how good you look. It's not all about the promotional, hey, how good is this fighter going to be to give Floyd a hard time? How good is he going to look with this fighter? Because we don't need Floyd looking awkward. We don't need Floyd looking bad. That was their mentality. 50 Cent exposed Floyd Mayweather because of the amount of fighters that he fought. Floyd looked at himself so much better than these fighters that, hey, I don't want to look bad fighting a certain fighter. It didn't matter if I could beat him or not. It's just I didn't want to look bad fighting a particular fighter if he was that difficult or awkward or whatever. So he did fight these guys like the Guerreros. Guerrero didn't even deserve a fight with him. But that's who was around at the time. Because everybody wanted him to fight Manny Pacquiao and all that stuff. Right? But he'd already beat the guy that knocked out Manny Pacquiao, and his name is Juan Manuel Marquez. Okay, so the last part of his career and some of the questionable fights that he could have fought was, questionable, like, Winky Wright and, Paul Williams and stuff like that. But other than that, he fought everyone else that he could possibly fight. He didn't really too much run from certain fighters until the ass end of his career. And he took an easy way out, and a lot of people was like, oh, that's cool, fine and dandy. Which, Floyd's old and he's playing with these guys, but he does like picking these guys to beat him up on. You know what I mean? Let's beat him up and let's, but Floyd will knock the shit out of you. Okay? Because people forget he is still a prize fighter. So he's using that same energy to prize fight YouTubers. And all I'm saying is he could have done that to give that torch properly to the next boxer that could be or supersede him one day. Which he doesn't care about that. He cares about him. That's all I was saying in that video. You tell me what you think. Please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.